You know what's amazing to me is not only are you dealing with these crises, I mean, and it's not just 1987, you've got long-term capital management collapse, and then you've got the S&L bailout, and then you've got Mexico, you've got Russia. I mean, all of these important economic events, you are overseeing the most important institution and leading things. And then, not only are you dealing with these crises, but then you've got to convey what's going on to people. That means Congress, the president, the media, the public. So what, you come up with Greenspeak?
Otherwise known as Fedspeak.
What is it?
It's a language of purposeful obfuscation to avoid certain questions coming up which you know you can't answer, and saying, I will not answer, or basically no comment is in fact an answer.
When we return, power, money, the American dream. What was Alan Greenspan really saying? And the real secret to surviving so long as America's top banker.
Alan Greenspan's function in life is to represent the wealthiest people in our society.
At the same time, impenetrable language, all by the chairman's own design. It is, in a word, Greenspeak.
You end up with when, say, a congressman asks you a question, and you don't want to say no comment or I won't answer or something like that. So I proceed with 4 or 5 sentences which get increasingly obscure. The congressman thinks I answered the question and goes on to the next one.
The role of the Fed, and therefore the Fed chairman, is monetary policy and overseeing the banks under their control. That's the role of the Federal Reserve. Well, he overplayed it always. First of all, he spoke in terms that the ordinary citizen and ordinary person, when they listened to him, could not understand. My problem was that I was on so many banking committees that I actually started to understand what he was saying. That scared the hell out of me.
I used to go and watch him testify before the House and Senate banking committees, which are not among the intellectual leadership groups of the United States, and about half of these guys would ask him really dumb questions. I was wondering, what could he do? But he would convert the question into something to which you could give an intelligent answer which backed the positions that he'd taken at the Fed itself.
I remember watching some of the hearings and you testifying, and you know, some of the congressmen would say, look, I don't understand what you're talking about, you know, and then I remember one when you rolled your eyes and thought, yeah, I know that you don't understand what I'm talking about. Should people have been more studied about these issues? Should they have known, or do you think some of these guys were attacking you because they really didn't understand the issues?
No, you got to remember that in large part, for a lot of the congressmen and senators, you're a prop. Because the cameras that matter are not the national cameras, but the hometown cameras. And so that what you get is shots of their asking the question. Rarely do you get shots of the answer.
While Senator Bunning and others take issue with the way Greenspan conveys information, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, another critic, has a different bone to pick. This from a July 2006 exchange.
Mr. Greenspan, I have long been concerned that you are way out of touch with the needs of the middle class and working families of our country. I think you just don't know what's going on in the real world.
Alan Greenspan's function in life is to represent the wealthiest people in our society and the largest corporations, and to develop policies that benefit them, and in that sense he did a very good job. When you have a chairman who believes that unfettered free trade, which has cost millions of good-paying jobs for American workers, is a good thing. He doesn't have a problem with that. I think that's unfortunate.
Despite waking up and going to work in the most electrifying political arenas every day for nearly 2 decades, Greenspan still defines himself the outsider.
You're an analyst, not a politician. There's the White House. We're in Washington. Don't you have to be a politician in this town?
Yeah.
You weren't a politician?
Nope.
His old friend Robert Rubin begs to differ.
He is exceedingly adept at the politics not only of Washington but the international financial community.